Right, so making sure you can actually see this. Yes, you can. Right, fantastic. I thought I would show you, obviously, the nuts and bolts of the game, which we all play and love. Although there are times recently that I seriously bring into question whether I do. But yeah, this is users, Duncan Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator, Save Game 9, Placeables file, and this is the Rudolph Horman that is the cow barn medium that we've actually got that we could see. Now, I know how to swap this because I can check this against others. Now, I reckon I can actually do this direct, and we can leave everything we've got exactly as it is, that the cows can be exactly as they are, all the rest of it. And I think I can just, by changing that there, the game is not active. That's one of those things. If you were ever going to do this type of work, you really have got to do this different. So I'm going to show this. I am. Let's just show you how you would do this. Let's do a split screen so I can show you both things happening. So this is the placeables. Now my mod fodder, obviously I am a modder. Mine are not zipped because I'm mucking around with these all the time. But this is the path, as it will be for everybody. My Games Farming Simulator mods. Of course, if it's the Steam version, it's slightly different. Although no, this isn't. The mods is the same for everybody. Not sure about on Mac. So I would be looking for the path to my carbon medium. I hate seeing it in this method. It's a bit confused. There we go. This is mine. So if I just double click that and I just shorten that, what I need to do is change the name of that, but also compare this to another one, just so as I know if you're using a standard mod, just to remind myself, as I don't do this often enough. I know how to do it, but I don't know, so I've got to choose a save game where I've used mine, which is most, really. I use mine a lot because I do like to use the, so if we go placeables, again, I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, but I thought this sort of shows a little bit under the hood of like the game. If I could find the placeables, why is that? Oh no, is there right placeables? So again, let me just make this full screen, and we'll show this side by side. So then I need to find on this one. So it is BI Industries. Cow barn should find it. If we put cow, that's cow fence. Cow Holstein lives in Oak City. Yeah, I've got it on this. Oh, we haven't. No, we haven't actually. This is true. We haven't. It's one of the few Let's Plays where we haven't actually got. So let's try another one, shall we? I apologise for this, but yeah, it's one of those important things I always think for 3, which is 3. Polenye. We haven't got any on Polenye either. No, we haven't. Let's shut that one down too. And let's try another one. Into typical. Yeah, normally I've got them at nearly every single game. That's actually got it. So 4 is Lady Hill. And Lady Hill we have. We have actually. Okay, let's move that to the other side then. And let's try find mine. It has got 2. It has got mine as well. So let's find next. These are the map ones when you see it like this. Mine are usually the ones at the bottom are normally the ones that get added. I know that through looking at lots and lots of these. Not this time. Oh no, I'm in the career save game. My bad. Yeah, we're in the right one though. Yeah, so we want to be save game 4 placeables. So I always say this when I'm talking to yourselves. It's sort of like most of my concentration is literally on you talking to yourselves. So let's just find that. Really, we could go right to the end because that will be the ones. Yeah, this is where you've got your stuff normally added on mods. You'll see mod name, self-sufficiency, mod directory. So I need to change this a little bit to reflect this slightly different. I'm not sure whether the game will like this, but it is all XML, it is all data, should be here. So this would be, so what we need to do to see if this is possible. I'll back this up. If it goes terribly wrong, then I can actually undo this. So you can see the structure's different. This says file name. So I need to, the both placeables, I need to change the file name because that's pointing to the map. I need to change this to mod name and mod directory. Everything else is okay. I think it may, this here's a bit of a unique number, but I think if we swap that up to that point like that, we've got, it's now pointing to my cow barn in the mod directory, which is a secret way of saying the same thing, a cow barn medium, cow barn XML, which is right to mine. Now if I save this and we come out, that's now saved, and then start the game. I just want to show this sort of in action. I've got a mod launcher, yeah, FSG's mod assistant, because of obviously doing modding and like wanting to swizzle files in and out and things like that and have different sort of mod directories. So then we should, if this has worked, that's why I want to do this live, it should work, but again, it's not something I've ever actually done before, so let's just turn that down a little as we are chatting. Yes, I've never ever done this per se, so this is a learning curve myself. In theory, what we've done should work, but if not, then we've still got options. We've got backups. We can put that back in, and the game will never know it's happened. But I'm thinking it should actually work. Just see if there's any red line. That's actually, yeah, that's not anything to do with the cow barn. Dinner. You will see this has had rather a facelift, and it is actually BI Industries one now. So that actually did do a work. It worked. Smashing, which does mean now that this should actually not say what it did do. It should, if you look in here, mine's active. You'll see the manure's not got a grey writing saying, oh, it's all terrible. That's because mine has got a manure pit. So we've got over that. That was not too terrible. So let's get on with a bit of farming, shall we? Yeah, so the one bad thing is obviously we've just got rid of the Horman for this. So really, the Horman was 254. What was mine? I do think we ought to get something. No, let's do it properly. Let's do it properly. So mine is, let's have a look. How much is mine? You'd think I'd know. Use it all. I do. It's my utmost 57,777. So what we'll do is we'll call it 190,000 that we get back, for the fact that we've sold ours and we've got an old reclaimed one instead of that one. So 190,000. Fantastic. So we are up to 285,937. But again, we have sold our beautiful Horman, and we bought a BI Industries with us older concrete, and like it still doesn't look awful. The board told me off for the model I'd got previously and said I'd got to clean this up. So that is an additional slurry tank, which is going to need a bit of tidying up. Obviously, this is the bad thing with doing that. Any sort of like things before that were okay are now not okay. So we really need to level that underneath that. Just taking a bit of that money that we've just earned away from us. So that will do nicely. Yeah, I wanted to make the slurry tank bigger than it actually was normally. So it really is. Yeah, it really has got the slurry fill on the top. So it is just a tank with additional storage. And likewise, this has got additional storage. And we now have got the proper little mini feed silo that will draw a little bit of TMR when we get it to... So we do need to be sticking. It's called forage in the game, but it really shouldn't. So we want to call for that. Yeah, I need to change the name, but the game classes it as forage. It's the technical name for it rather than what we see. Right, let's get. Oh, now I'm still a bit too fast. Yeah, I was noticing in editing. I was like, you're running way too fast still. So you've not actually running more. Is it still it's still off? Yeah, we still running. Right, smashing. So that's good. We need to get some narrows on, and we need to get a bit of farming done. That was fairly painless. Now, everything should be exactly as we left it with all of the grass. Now, the one thing is, I will say, we put the TMR in, we've got an awful lot more storage in ours. So, yeah, it's yeah, where it counts, the BI Industries one is a little bit bigger. Just a tad. But it is a bit more worn, so... Right, let's get narrows on this. Also, I believe that I can't hear any volume because we turned it down a bit. Right, so narrows, and let's get those field scanned. And then let's get... Now, I have been working on my... I'm not sure if I'm going to be in... Oh, I am. Let's repair you for one, and let's customize you and stick narrows. We only want just standard narrows. Fantastic. Let's get this scanned. Just trying to think. We could scan and fertilize. We could actually. That's not true. We will, obviously, we're faffing around. We've wasted time sort of showing you that. Now, that is the point. Is, am I sort of showing you the actual... Should be following exactly where I am. Yeah, I don't normally record like that. I have a special way of recording the desktop, but this means it follows where the display is. So, yeah. Oh, I didn't see that before. I'm liking these apples. Excellent. Right, so then we are going to have delivered my fertilizer spreader, which is a little bit better than it was earlier. I actually managed to, I'm not going to say completely fix it because I haven't tested it properly. I mean, what I mean is it's definitely better than it was. It used to go into the ground and then it fell over straight away. So this is remodeled. It's back almost to the original model I had before, and it has now got a copper spinning plate. So, yeah, I would still need to lift it a tad, but you will notice... Yeah, now obviously this fits properly in a 3-point link. The Giants one doesn't, and my original one didn't. But I thought, I'm sick to death of this. Let's get this working right. So that bar now means it fits really well in the 3-point link. Ooh, oh, it has still fallen over. Well, it never did that earlier. What I tested. That's just typical. Right, where did I leave the tractor? Let's go round and round. That is typical. Yeah, on my test map, I literally did this earlier. So I thought I need this fix for the Agro. Yeah, and it was Agro Caipira in Agro Soil Rice. Which, and again, I'm not. When I started to see the map, I was thinking this is a really good map maker that really knows their stuff. And I thought the name rings a bell and all that type of stuff as well. It is uneven as well, though. That, yeah. It's got what I call stability. Yeah, it's got like a hidden collision to try and make it. For some reason, even though the original wasn't like this one is completely different to the old one. You know, this is exactly what I wanted to do this session, was to show everybody me thrashing around. I do believe we have got a front... yeah, we have. And we have got a weight too, so let's just get this ordered. We do need to order yeah, something with straps as well. Again, that's another project. I've got one myself that's not quite finished yet. So let's stick the front lifter on, and yeah, let's get a thing done, and we will get this done. We get a bit of work done, and we will drop that. Sell it, because if we're buying a strap machine, then yeah, we don't really need that as well, do we? But yeah, we just come into some money, so we're not really as bad off as we were a few minutes ago. I'm going to go for the one I really have fallen in love with a lot. Yeah, let's go John Deere Green. That's actually matching for once. Fantastic. We should be able to like pick that up and put it down. Yeah, it's typical. I really don't understand. I worked, obviously I've got another folder where I work with mods so that I load the game quickly. No, that's not what it's due. So I did it all earlier, tested, went into the mod map, and went into my Silver Lake test map. Bought one, put it on the ground, fine. It just landed it perfectly well without any kind of like being like this. And then this one, lo and behold, goes back, unless... No, this is, yeah, this is, I deliberately deleted. Yeah, I should do that. Right, so then, stick this down. Let's get a bit of work to, yeah, so again, it's almost ready for putting back in for Giants. Gave me a huge list of things that needed doing for it. Some I thought it was a bit petty, but I thought, oh, well, the level of standard and modern. There's still a few things I need to do, but this is back to basic testing now, where we need to. Yeah, most things are as they are, but I've completely revamped it, and had got lovely graphics files on it. I thought just keep it simple like it was originally. So it's the original cone. It's got the. I know I did one thing I did do, and that on the original one I had a lovely, glowy, what I called the power source. Well, I put our graphics on that one, so that little red and black power source is where the wires go to. So I would imagine it's some sort of a motor. So I've made that a bit pretty. Yeah, so I've used my new graphics file for that one that I had on the actual spreader before. So, right, so we may as well. I think fertilising is the most important. We're going to get the biggest bonus for that. And also it goes a lot further. It looks like I need to change the fill a little bit. It's not quite right. Yeah, again, the cones are slightly different size to the original one that I had. And I need to tweak things again. And this is the sort of thing as a modder that you really do. You come in and out. But you need to check that everything's working, basically. We've scanned this one. We could do this one. I'm not worried about this at the minute. We can get this done. We've got the entire winter for this. I just want to get stuck in. We've got to... Yeah, so the plan is I'm thinking we're going to make... It's called sake, rice wine. So we're going to add sake to the whiskey factory, which is then... it's over here, I remember. Yeah, to make it into a liquor factory, sort of. Yeah, well, a distillery, you could say, but I'm going to still call it the whiskey factory because it is mainly whiskey that we do it for. And somewhere, I can see the white dot on me. It's amazing how things blend into... Oh, I couldn't have put that in a worse place, actually, in a bush. Right. I did a bit of scanning on this field. I thought, I'm not going to waste a scan. We're going to catch the edge of this field. Right, so then, let's get this scanned. And then we're going to go straight over. We're going to fertilise it as well. So I think I will. I'm going to... it's quite a big field. I'm going to say my words because it's going to take a while. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. that done. I was going to scan all the other fields. And I thought, well, if you do scan all the fields at once, they're all going to run out and go dark at the same time. You don't need to scan the 2 rice fields at present. So I was thinking, why don't we leave that till next year? Then there's a bit of a gap in between the 2 sort of scans. Let's just see how this drops down onto its base. I think it sinks into the ground a little. Yeah, you can see there's a slight bit of a... Yeah, there's a hidden collision at the back that's just a bit bigger than I would like it to be. That's so that it stabilises this, because it... I don't know, it's just sit on the ground. That's not too terrible. Yeah, the only bad thing is the metal pole I've used, it's not blended, so it does get mucky quicker than the rest, which is blended and has got dirt planes and things like that. Sorry to go technical, but it's true. You'll notice the nice silver shiny is still silver shiny, and my silver shiny is not silver shiny, because it's, yeah, very, very basic shape. As the black, yeah, my black and red shape likewise. I need to blender it, yeah, but for now it's better than it not having a shape in it, although giants may disagree. Right, anyway, enough modding chats. So then, scan the field. It will want liming, but it's gonna take an awful long time. And imagine, yeah, that's fairly awful. Do we set the fertilizer spreader going on the grass field? Now, that's not a terrible thing, is it, really? I'm very chuffed we've got the Magnum. I think we literally... Yeah, there's nothing left. I think it's probably not a bad idea. We'll do the liming, but this is sort of an emergency. Just, yeah, we would like the grass, obviously, to be fertilised, and the liming will have to be done next year. You never know, we could get a bredel or something like that, where we can get some tanks as well. Yeah, I've got some bigger tanks that really are going to make a difference. So let's set this going. We'll course play it. So we've got a lot of equipment. But I'm keeping most of it. I am. I'm not. What we've done is what we've done, and what we've got is what we've got now. As far as I'm concerned, it is true. I was deliberating on whether or not to get rid of the forage wagon. I thought, no, it's actually not too terrible. I think it sort of goes with the map. It's very well thought out, and I do think the choice of tractor, we had a 160 horsepower tractor on Agro Rice, I think 135. Now this is 116. I think it's I mean, don't get me wrong, the mower, but that's my point. We had a little mower, and we've got a big, massive field. That's an 11-metre thing on my mower, and that it's still a big field. So I mean, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to point any fingers or say anything bad, but seriously, yeah. So we'll the us fields, we want to do that. So we want to now that we only want one for this, we'll try 2. We may just have 2. Wow, and that in itself says how big that field is. For the fact it's very rare, it has to be a very big field for you to be able to get a second headland in with a fertiliser. Admittedly, mine is a 27-metre. It is not a like a 42. That would only get one indefinitely. So let's set this going. And first, and it should miss that just naturally anyway with it. Yeah, again, likewise, this is not blended, so therefore, again, it's mucky quicker, and it's I will do it. It's, again, this is only something I picked up. I did blender a lot of stuff, but I didn't blender all of it, and this is the results that you get from like not doing it properly, which is, again, I cut some corners, and I did know I'd cut some corners. I just didn't know what corners I'd cut that were really bad. Now, again, I didn't realise what that slowdown was. I realised that the save game, you don't need to go in the menu anymore, but it does still do a save. It slows you down for a few seconds. I now realise what it is that's doing it. So I was like, why am I getting these like few seconds slow? It's not terrible though. I've got to be honest, it's quite good. So we got away almost scot-free with the animals. That was not too terrible. We've got a generator. It is the month of... I've got to think of this as August. I have. So if we're going to... Obviously, I haven't done the... We can still put the whiskey mod down, but there's no real point until we've like got the corn off the fields and all that type of stuff. So really, there's very little for us to do except... Do we do anything with this? We plant it. I think the long grain... Well, Long grain, yeah, I'm not going into the short grain. There's a nightmare. It's just too much. Too tiny harvesters. I did it on Hutan Pantai, and I thought, nah, it's just going. Can you imagine how long it would take for those? You need an army of them to actually do this. And although they're cheap, they're not. I don't know how that would fare. I'd sooner go for like long grain, even though it's not as good as short grain rice in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's true. So. It also, I mean, actually, I really like the way seems to me like a really natural flowing farm, almost like it would do in real life. You know, like it's got barriers and the fields are a natural size and all the rest of it. But I think it really is good. Wow, it's not making much of it. Oh, naturally, it's got P8, that's why. Yeah, well, that is a beautiful field. Yeah, so it is working, yeah. Now, this is the precision farming isn't working properly either, just to point fingers again at giants. It's wasting fertilizer as you go over a bit you've already done. And it never did that. It's really, I think you'll get, oh, they don't, if they back into a tree. Yeah, like that. Oh, no. She has got out of it. Fantastic. I do like it when they do manage to figure it out themselves. Right, so the farm is working nicely. We have got, it's a very basic farmyard. Obviously we're going to put more, but I think we're going to there's not much room in the farmyard itself. So we've got areas like this where we may well actually do a few more buildings. We may also, I mean, when you consider our land, no, that's not where we need to look. If you look at one, we need to be on farmland. That massive square there is everything. Now, there is a lot of... I'm not going to go mad or anything. But what I'm trying to say is there is a lot of places where some of it's going to be fairly flattish. Well, in fact, where we're talking about where the cow barn was, this bit that I was going to develop, that, again, we could do that with the trees and actually stick that there. Because we are a little bit short of shed space. Yeah, it was a little bit like that on... no, it was better than this. But again, I'm not. It's always when you say better than, it always makes it mean this is worse than, and that's not what I'm trying to say. This is a very much more basic farm than what we're given, and yet we've been given a shed load of, and I mean a shed load of like land again, but very small equipment to get that done, which it seems to be the done thing on New Farmer Start, that you will work hard to actually, yeah, this is the same, it is actually, this is the same thing. Now I realise we have got rid of one building that was there, which has opened up quite a bit of space, so there is room for other sheds right there now that we've moved the silo to over where the bunker silo was before. So we have made a little bit of room. I presume this is still our house, really. I presume. Has it got a sleep trigger? It has. So this really is our house, even though it's the NPC is here. Our uncle or granddad, or yeah, let's go with that storyline. Right. So then we have. Oh dear, we haven't finished yet, have we? No, we have. In fact, isn't that typical? I've just literally. Now then, where is that? Yeah, we really need to be where the tractors, because I'm going to order. Yeah, we need a tanker. Now, this is the other thing I was working on earlier that should be actually alright. I had a bit of trouble with this. I'm trying to switch from the Abbey model to one I did myself. Again, this is silver that's not been gone into this, but although this doesn't really get used in the same way that most implements do, this doesn't normally get mucky because you're not going like against the bits. But although I've got my original Abbey, have I still got it in? Ooh, okay, we've got... Oh. Well, that's a little bit... Oh, that's the old one. That's the new one. Right, okay. So that's a fairly hefty one. I do like this, the liquids thing on this one. I really am quite taken back by it. That's an AI general. Ooh, only one of my wheels are set rather a long way back. Didn't see that earlier. Yeah, it's uneven as well. This is the bad side of modding, when you choose to like bring things in and you've not quite finished it properly. We do need it now, though. This is the real monster. This is giant of a... And this one should be spot on, because this one was worked on a long time ago. And apart from the bits of metal that are sticking out the wheel, which I've just noticed as we're going around it, the back plates, yeah, I might need to do something about that. So, do we need one that big? I was really hoping to do the... Now that one looks in better state of repair. That's the original. Yeah, that one's like got its wheels are like not quite right. Although this is the model I'm trying to test. Let's go for it. We will change it. Just got to hope that it actually works. Yeah. It's got a broken wheel. We could sort of go with that. Just hope it does actually pull and I've not made a mistake. But this is the model I'm trying to go with and sort out to move away from the Abbey. Does it actually pull? It does. I do apologise for it not being completely right though. Ooh, so the front wheel it's not touching the ground, so it won't roll. And the other one is obviously looking a little bit worse for wear. So at least I know what to do. So we do need to stick some water in the baby self-sufficiency. No, that's not what it's called, but yeah, so we need to stick the tap a little bit further back so that we don't get caught by the nozzle. That's my usual trick, like getting this caught out. So yeah, now most of these will be, some of them are already in for testing. The fertilizer spreader is in for testing already, so is that production silo. This one self-sufficiency is in, but it hasn't had any attention as of yet. Well, I'm going to check over the weekend and just see if Giants... You usually get an email when Giants leave a comment, so I haven't received anything, so I don't think I've got any more. It's just the production silo and the fertilizer spreader so far. And I did test this earlier, so it should really dump and it should actually pick up as well in this place. So it should have a fairly quick dump rate as well, so we should be able to leave this battling for quite a while, and it really should fill this up. Now the mini self-sufficiency has not got the storage of its bigger brother, which is 500,000 litres. This has only got 250,000 litres, and its cycles are nowhere near as good. They're about half. So it's still not terrible, but yeah, it's not a monster like its bigger brother. But it also is an awful lot cheaper. So yeah, let's have a look. That should be battling quite nicely. We should be getting quite a lot of water. Yeah, without much effort. It's really good because it fills quickly as well as empties quickly too. So it sort of like battles for ages before it gives up. And yeah, so that should do quite well. So we're making... Now the other thing is, I do think we really do need to grab some straw. Yeah, we need, because otherwise we can't actually do this properly. Now, obviously we've got a lot of grass in there, or some has come across already, 117,000 litres. So we are making hay, but at the same time we are making silage and digestate, which that's what we need the water for. So that's going to split this straight down the middle and really battle between the two of them on what gets done. So if we put straw in too, we should be able to mix TMR2, so we do need to grab that. Let's just make sure that is, yeah, water is filled. That really is filled. Yes, I do have, yeah, I love the idea of the muck, but when it gets wet, it really is bad. Yes, I'll have a go at that later. Only minor tweaks. It's all working. It's not like crashing and burning or terrible like that. Did expect that. Let's just cheat a little and bring you right down to the edge of the field. And we'll grab some straw. So how much do we actually need? Yeah, we've got little tiny trailers, but again, we're starting out. So yeah, we've got the scanner, we've got a few bits and bobs of fertilizer spreader stroke limer, but it is, I've got to be honest, that's a bit, yeah, I'd need more. If we're going to lime with it, we really do need yeah, far more than that. So we want straw. Yeah, I've deliberately not got the smoke so that it doesn't ever look bad, like you're missing the thing. Yeah, missing the... it was a mistake to begin with, and then I thought, you know, I actually quite like that. The fact that it's not showing the smoke, because you sort of get away with it. Me personally, I hate it when you dump the stuff into your trailer and you can see that you're missing by a mile. Because the trouble is, a lot of the fill stations are very generous, and that means you can miss by a mile and it'll still fill your thing, which to me, it sort of like goes against the grain a bit. So again, I've switched that off. Again, Giants may well insist that it gets switched on, so if this particular little buy station ever makes it to the mod hub, then we might have to might have to do something about it, basically. And the other thing is, we do need to find out where it got to, because it will waste the fertilizer, and we do need to like get rid of that as well. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to like order something that I think is down at the shop. Ooh. Yeah, it's got a very, very thin bottom, and I realised that. I thought, oh, but I got away with it last time. I actually managed to get the weighting quite perfect, but this time I haven't. The cone is a bit too heavy. So, right, where did we get to? Yes, if I say going just at the beginning, and it'll just waste another tub of fertiliser just doing absolutely nothing. So, it looks like we got to about somewhere about here, I would say. Just about to go up there, I would say. Yeah, it's going to do its circle thing. Right, so we need definitely more straw than that. Yes, I'm really, really very pleased with Agro Caipira, because I was on Agro Sul. It was a very... it's weird, you know, a good map maker when you see it. And don't get me wrong, we're very gifted in having a lot. But what I mean is, some map makers are just really... They're believable. Their maps are really just like you being in that place, really. How much straw do we actually need? Yeah, what I mean, authentic. There's a real good feel for... Wow. For it being authentic, yeah, really. I'm belabouring it, and I don't really need to. It really is exactly as I've just said, really. It's yeah, I think we're going to put a bit of concrete down here, because it's going to drive me crazy as we like go into the ground all the time. So let's have a look. How much do we actually need? Yeah, if we did 250,000 litres, 125, the straw only needs to be half of that. So really, about 70 odd tons, 1836. So we need 4 of these, and that should be pretty much then. We should have like some silage, which then will make the TMR, and we are also making hay, which also will get into the TMR too. So it might not be equal. And again, I don't mind with this type of thing, because you could buy that type of thing in. So I'm not worried, but I like as much as possible. I only really like to buy one input as a matter of course. So I do like that new mod, but I don't know whether it's going to annoy everybody. Yeah, it obviously tells you when you're out of, which to me is very, very necessary. A terror for like forgetting to switch something on, or so to me, I'm quite pleased. But again, let me know if it's annoying. So again, primary thing is always to be a content creator where even I've got 9 million messages on the screen and it looks really messy. So this is number 3. So which one have I got? So should be making hay. It is. And we're getting a bit of digestate. We've filled water. We've got some straw, which we're putting in now. We've got plenty of grass. And we are making TMR. Yeah, it is all working. So last one. And then I think we will get out of the month of August/February. I'm going to try to reinforce to myself like what is what, because obviously you get used to the the British calendar, really, or the European calendar, and then like you come. I mean, yeah, this time. Well, I think it is Brazil. I'm sure this time it's a Brazilian map. I'm on this really. I didn't realise it was Agro Caipira that had done this map, and that it was Agro Sul. I checked last night. I thought it is Agro Sul. It was the beautiful rice map that we had in FS22. So yeah, I'm glad I'm here. Why are we? Oh, not coming to. That's better. Fantastic. Now, the other thing we want to be doing, though, is pushing the TMR. We don't want to be keeping that in here, actually. We want to be pushing the TMR to the little one in the cow barn. So we've asked for the forage, or the TMR as it really is, to be pushed across. It should begin to push it out. We've got grass in there. Right, so we need to tell that. Yeah, I hate the way they chatter to each other. It's not quite right. Yeah, so we don't want that inside, nor do we want the... Well, I mean, they're not on, but it still does it. As we can see, they're not on, but it really is just pushing it around into anything similar. Yeah, another production silo. Even though it's a baby, it still is a production silo. Right, so think that is everything that we need. So how are you supposed to get to that message system? There must be a button for it. Yeah, I will learn. Right, so let's go through till September/March. We shall see what the... yeah, obviously, I am hoping... Well, we can upgrade the tractor we've got. Now we've got 2 tractors. It's obviously an awful lot better. So income, production costs. Yeah, it's not too terrible. I've seen an awful lot worse. Really, really much worse than that. So, Agro Caipira's doing what he did in 22. I didn't realise he'd be able to do that. Wow, so we can actually get a second set of... Wow, that is amazing. I really didn't know that we would actually get that. On FS22, he did that as well. You were getting 2 growths of it. That is quite amazing. I didn't know that you would be able to... Yeah, do that in FS25. It's quite amazing. Let's go feed the animals first. Now, this should now be completely happy. We should also see manure in hours. No straw. Yeah, you've not got any straw in there. So that's not really that surprising that we don't see any manure. You should see story. Yeah, we have a bit of milk as well. So we are soon going to need to grab the... I suppose we could stick. No, let's for once. Let's go Holsteins. I nearly always go for the water buffalo, so this time we won't. We are going to go for what we've got, but we will put some straw in as well. Right. Apologies. Yeah, my door was just trying to grab my attention. Right, the other thing is, now they're not done. I was going to say that I was going to talk about the corn, but it's obviously not done at the minute. So then we can grab the TMR. Let's do that first. We probably haven't got too much in there. I do like this. I was trying to go for as much close to being automated in FS22 as possible, but it does need to be under the nozzle. Yes, the nozzle's a bit small. It's still nice and tight, so it really does. It's still doing that weird thing with the nozzles. Yeah, I don't know what it is, why it's doing this strange thing. Because if you go into the i3D, everything's exactly where it should be. It's really strange. I might need to like redo the model completely, because it really should not be like that. And I've been quite meticulous. I've been over this 2 or 3 times just to make... Oh, that's it, actually. Yeah, there's no more. So, yeah. Oh, it's a little bit. So then, yeah, but the other thing is... Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I do like the way that they've done this. So that it's green, and there isn't a green, an amber, and a red, and all the rest of it. They've got plenty of food in, so they're actually happy. We've not got too many animals in at present, so it's. But I mean, I love the fact that we've been given reproduction. It was really 50% straight away. Now that was very, very kind. Well, it was very kind to actually get 30 animals as well. Again, we did get the same in Agro Saw. You did have a start straight away with it, which was quite amazing. Let's grab a couple of sets of straw. So why did the TMR... let's have a look, actually. Yeah, let's have a look at the TMR to see, actually... Yeah, in fact, it's probably better to go to that. 194,000 litres of that. 129,000 litres of grass still to do, which is not bad. So I think we probably have run out of the hay. But we're still, yeah, so we need some, the grass being pushed across, and it doesn't at the minute look like it's being pushed across. So we'll see how it settles down. Now the bad thing is, I would imagine the amount of animals will still be based upon... No, because we pointed it to the mod. The one thing we did do was